Hello, love. It's me. Just got out of my latest therapy session. Figured, why don't we have a talk? Or at least all those watching can see what I have to say. So, we talked a lot about the things that happened last week. The things that I've said, the things that I've done. We talked a lot about the difference in people, context. There was a situation that happened last week, which left me confused, angry, disappointed, depressed. I'm not going to really discuss it fully because, it only involves me and love, so there's no reason to bring it up to light. But we talked about that, and we started to talk about ways to feel like we can move on, let go. And we talked about the way that there was a fundamental idea that he brought up, which was kind of interesting that I'd never actually heard before, where he said that those with the least interest have the most power. What that means is that if you have interest in someone for any given reason, the more interest that you have, the less power that you have, which made a lot of sense. Basically, if you are wanting anyone for any given thing, could be relationship wise or even like platonically wise, if you're invested in someone and your interest in that person is super high, but that person isn't as interested in you, the least interested person can dictate how they respond to you. They can tell you specifically, no, I'm not going to do that today, I have other things planned, things like that. They can dictate the way that your relationship with them will be. And it made a lot of sense. It really did. And he said specifically that the greatest hope is that we realize that people who do this unconsciously. Because we feel like if somebody's doing something purposely to hurt others, then that makes them not a very good person, like at all. The hope is that if somebody's doing something that knowingly hurts another individual, we hope that it's unconscious. Like we hope that they're not purposely doing it on. So we talked about the difference between curiosity and jealousy, and how some people find it hard to really think about introvertly about the things that they think and do. Because it's easier not to outwardly put the emotions if you feel like you've done something wrong. It's easier to pretend that you're still right even when you are wrong. This is true for a lot of people. We talked just about future relationships, future ideals, what I'm hoping for, what I'm going to allow myself to do, how I need to be welcome of I have to be welcome of the idea that it'll be okay, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. We ended the caveat, the 1 hour session, talking about the polar opposite of love, which I thought was really interesting. I'm going to touch up on here. A lot of people in the world believe that the opposite of love is hate. And it's not. It's absolutely not. Love and hate hold the same sort of passion for each other. They still let the person occupy your mind. So even if you hate someone, they're still there. They're still a very big part of what you think, what you feel. And that's a part of it. And it's really the same as love. The utter opposite of love is indifference. The ability to say, I don't want anything bad to happen to you as a human being, but I don't really care anymore. I don't care. You are no different than anybody else. And getting to that point is difficult. Getting to that point is very difficult. But it's all a journey. We talked about until I finally give up on hope and I get to a point where I can actively say and believe either want me or stay the hell away from me, then I'll be able to move on. And the problem is that I can say that up and down. I can say it like loud and clear. I can make progress and, say it and be like, don't talk to me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to do anything like that. But there is still the overbearing pressure, if that makes sense. It's like a squeezing feeling around my heart where I'm still on the edge of my seat. And it's difficult. Never said it was going to be easy. I have people that will back me and try to help me, but you know, in the end, I've said it before, but it's almost like an addiction. You know, like, what are you willing to do to get your next high? And I found it funny that he made the same statement about using that sort of analogy, that it's kind of an addiction. And I was like, yo, no, I've said that. Like, I literally said she was a drug that I needed. Because, you know, when I was there, everything was great. It was high as a kite. But not fiending for the next time I can have that again. I still think that the only arguments that we ever had was just me wanting more time. But that's why I don't think it was my fault. One step at a time, right? But that's what we talked about. I'll go back to see him on Friday at 10 a.m. I'll be getting off night shift, so I might be a little groggy. And we will discuss more on ways to get to indifference. I have to get to a place to where I feel like that's okay, I guess. Otherwise, I'll still be holding hope. Hope for somebody who has, I don't know. There are lots of things I wish I could say that can be understood, or at least appreciated. Because once I get to that point where there's indifference, that'll be it. And yeah, a part of me is scared of that. But people are already indifferent of me, it seems. Right. Otherwise, you'd be honest with yourself. Right. So until next time.